Okay, you're on.
Welcome. Today is Tuesday, May the 12th, 2026 at 6 o'clock p.m. for the regular meeting of the Scott County Council. Councilman Collins said that he would be running a little bit late, so maybe 10 to 15 minutes late is what he expects. The way we'll run it is we'll call the order, which is what we're doing. We'll stand for a pledge of allegiance, followed by invocation, which I guess I will do as well. And then we will open the floor to some public comments for additional appropriations, regular public comments. If nothing of those, we'll get going as our meeting. If you would stand with me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You would bow your heads and remain standing. Dear God, thank you for gathering us here tonight. We just pray for each of us here, and we'll make the proper decisions with the money. We pray for your hands on all of the sick and hurting in our community, and be with each and every one of us as we go about our evening. Thank you for the opportunity to be here and to serve. In Jesus' name we say amen. All right. So first thing up would be public comment on the additional appropriations. Is anyone here for those? Going once, going twice. Seeing none, I would call for a motion to close the public comment section.
Motion.
Motion made by Miller, second by McCoskey. All in favor of that portion? 6-0. So at this time, I would open the floor for any public comments for our regular meeting. Anybody for those? Anything not on the agenda? I know Collins asked to add, I'll wait till he gets here and we'll add, whenever we get down talking about the drainage board, I think he wanted to put, and I forget, the name just slipped my mind. You remember her name, Jennifer? Can you help me out with that? Tanya, thank you.
And she's not with drainage board, she's with soil and water.
Soil and water. So we'll get that added once he's here, because I know he wanted to be a part of that. But I think that's the only other amendment. So we can start with the treasurer. He had sent a request for an additional appropriation for postage due to some rising costs. He's requesting $402. It would be on ordinance 2026-64 coming out of the general fund to the treasurer's office for a tax statement to cover some postage, excuse me, in the amount of $402.
I'll make that motion.
John Lisby has made a motion to accept that amount, second by John Miller. All in favor of that? 6-0. Got him done. Next up is our IT department and birthday boy Andrew. Bless you.
Happy birthday, Andrew.
Thank you. So I'm just going to go ahead and say this, like if you vote no to anything, it's really going to just destroy my birthday today. So
Good news, you have another one next year.
If I won't know, your mom will be giving me a call.
all right, we'll start with the additional for $6,000 in software line. This year, I'm wanting to implement more protection for our email services. I know you guys probably see my emails all the time, like phishing email alerts all the time. With this additional security software, we can really prevent that. It's $6,000 a year, but you're talking stopping $250,000, $500,000 ransomware, coming into the county that we could be liable for. So also it's just protecting our infrastructure, employees. I think $6,000 is pretty cheap to get away with.
So will it run June 1st to June 1st?
I think we're renewing in July 1st.
So it's something we have current?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which it's a year service. So July to July.
Yeah. And the commissioners already talked about the contract or whatever they did with it.
It is actually been in contract. This is a 3-year contract. This is the last year. This is just throwing that onto it.
Gotcha.
Which the 6,000 will cover. So we got our office, or Microsoft Office services, email, then this protection add-on will literally take my software line to about $200 or $300 left with this additional 6,000.
So it's an add-on to the Microsoft Office we currently have.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So it'll be an additional 6,000 next year. We'll have to rewrite a contract.
Correct. So right now I'm with, I will probably leave this vendor after this last year. I'm going to shop around. I think we can get a better deal.
So is it worth, I don't know the answer to this, I think, but is it worth the 6,000 for 6 months, or do we shop it, see what kind of deal you
Well,
can get?
it's a year.
So you'll have it till
July to
June,
July.
July of 27, irregardless.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And if you want to look my budget up, you can see where this additional 6,000 is going to pretty much just clear.
I was gonna say you're usually pretty tight on.
This year has been bad. Just giving you a heads up.
How's the computer upgrades going?
Slow. I've had to implement new servers and new backup servers and just other little piddly throughout the day stuff. And the new servers and backup servers is what's really hurt my budget this year, but it's a necessity. Which our previous vendor, we was running around $5,000 a year. They wanted $15,000 this year. So we went with another company that cost $600. So we prevented spending quite a bit of money right there. But the physical server itself cost quite a bit in equipment. So
Nothing that got through to cost us any money though, Ed.
do what?
None of these phishing scams have got through to where it cost us anything, so.
Nope.
But potential.
The potential is bad.
Yeah.
You just never know when
Yeah.
it could be bad. Then we're also switching phone carriers too. So we're going to be going from, I think, $1,500 a month to $600 a month, and switching another email platform that was going to be $369 a month to $125 a year. So I've prevented spending quite a bit this year, but still had to spend quite a bit. So easy to say, we could have been in a really, really bad boat right now. So
What else do you have coming out of your software line?
so I know I've got a Zoom, yearly Zoom coming out, and it's around $3,000. And it's not even June.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I will be back here plenty of times, probably asking for transfers throughout the rest of the year to make ends meet. So
Gotcha. Because you're looking at 7,600 in equipment right now, and 59,800 in software is what it shows as unexpended balance.
yeah, that software's, like I said, it's going bye-bye. Every bit of it.
And then maintenance contracts, say they come out end of the year.
I've got a little bit of maintenance contracts still coming out throughout the year too. So like I said, it's gonna be very tight.
Well, both of your requests are on the same ordinance number, so if you want, do you want to talk about the other one, and then we'll open it up to everybody here?
Yeah, so the county van that I've had for a while, it's been kind of out of service, but I've got it back in service. It's running. Don't have a maintenance vehicle line. Never had one. So I was hoping to put $2,000 in it, get it back up to real good shape, oil change, check everything. It's probably can use a brake job. It's got a little bit of a death wobble at 55. It's kind of, it can use a little TLC to get it safe. But it will be very handy starting to deploy all these computers to the offices, and it'll be handy.
Well, 2,000 make it safe.
I think 2,000 will be enough to brakes, oil, check fluid, just give it a real good workup.
Okay.
What do you do for fuel and stuff? Where's it?
I do have a gas card, so the van was purchased through the sheriff's department back in the day. So that is out of their pool.
All right. So with that, the ordinance is 2026-65. The total amount requested is $8,000. It's $6,000 in the software and $2,000 in vehicle repairs. I'll open the floor to the council if you got any questions or comments.
Nope, I think you need to.
All right. Motion to approve as read by Lizzamy, second by McCoskey. All in favor? 6-0. And with that, we'll need to create a line for vehicle repairs, I think. Is that right, Jennifer? You need a line created?
Yep.
So, do we want to do a motion to create a line or just add that to your already standing one, John?
Just have it in there. Usually if there's not a line, if you have made the appropriation, you gotta put it somewhere, so we just put a line.
Okay. Oh, it does. I'm sorry. It just doesn't have it up here. You're right. It says line creation. All good there. And Mr. Collins has joined us, so from here on, we should be a 7-person panel. He did not. So. All right, Andrew. Have a good rest of your
I
birthday.
do have one more request, if I can add something.
There we go.
Yeah. I am requesting the ability to do transfers within the same series without council approval. Like I just said, that is going to be hard to maintain the rest of the year. One person department, don't have an assistant to help me with budgeting, ordering, inventory, asset management. I can go on and on and on. I think having the ability, you can see all my line items are in threes. They've been like that for years for me to be able to do that. So I'm asking, again, the ability to do transfers within series without council approval. I know this is opening a can of worms, but
Yeah.
we got to start somewhere.
So you have to repeal that ordinance.
Yeah, we would have to go back and repeal or modify an ordinance to that. I guess I can, do you guys want to put it on for June to talk about, or what's the
I
council's
think we're gonna
feeling?
talk about it tonight if we're gonna put it on. Just me.
I think you're gonna have to have it on the agenda to repeal an ordinance, aren't you?
I mean, you can motion to add it, but you don't have an ordinance to repeal the
Yeah.
ordinance, so, and I'm not gonna take one right this, I
Right.
don't even have a laptop with me.
Yeah, it's
But
gonna
it's
take
something I can prepare for
some
next time.
time to do, but we can stick it on there for
Consider
June
it
and
for
talk
next
about it
month.
and see if we can do it, type up a rough draft of what it would want, if everybody's enough or in favor of it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Alrighty,
Awesome. You guys, need anything else from me?
I don't think so. Thank you, sir.
Awesome.
Thank you, Andrew.
Appreciate it.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Next up is Veterans Affairs, and they're requesting additional funding for cleaning of their building in the amount of $600 from the general fund. Let me look at their, if you guys want to see it.
That's all the general, but I'm going, what is it? I mean, oh, you said general fund.
See anything in there for cleaning out?
Well, they have 3,500 in office supplies that he hasn't touched. The professional services has 200. I don't see cleaning per se, but there's 500 in software that hasn't been touched. It's only got 200, but I mean, we could transfer
They're asking.
to professional. Yeah, they're asking for 600 into professional services. So I don't know why you couldn't transfer some of the office supplies of
I think I'd
$3,500.
rather do that than take it out of general.
What did they request? This is inside. Have it from-
This is one of the
Or do we owe?
request that wasn't signed, so, and they're not here or anybody for them.
I'm just curious, is that,
Oh, Kinley said he signed it today.
Oh, he signed it today.
have they already got somebody been cleaning all year and they're just out of money, is that what it is?
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
don't know either.
They only have a line for cleaning.
Yeah.
It's under
It does
professional
exist.
services.
I mean, unless it is professional services.
Well,
It
that's what they're
started
asking.
at 600, there's $400 gone out of it, leaving 200 there, which is what was budgeted, but
And that was what was requested on their Form 1 too.
was it?
Yes.
That's what I was about to go look at. I mean, my opinion, I think we could transfer some of that 3,500 in office supplies to it before we put more money out of the general to that.
Have they used anything out there yet?
It's showing 100% with $3,500. We're roughly halfway through the year.
You want Kinley to drive
The
the
motion.
motion?
We'll have to do an ordinance for a transfer, I guess, real quick, or a resolution for it. Kinley, do you have the ability to do one of those?
Yeah.
If you want to do it, I'll just set this to the side and we can use the same, well, it's gonna be a resolution, so it'll be a different number.
Yeah, I'll just mark up 66.
I'll just set it to the side for a minute and then we can do the transfer to take care of what they need. If everybody's good with that. Let me move on to.
Once you introduce, you have to take a look at that one. You didn't really introduce, you just talked about it.
That's kind of what I was thinking. We didn't bring it.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'll just relabel that one 66.
So we'll just relabel. The next one up is the transfer station, and it is a request for $15,580 into professional services. All it says on their form is holding invoice from Clark Dietz, and there's no signature on it either. What, do we know what that's for?
Clark Dietz is the stormwater waste plant out there.
Greg had mentioned that to me, that they were gonna have to do that, and he said they would probably not exceed 20,000. But that's just something every landfill around has to do to stay in compliance.
Oh, they're right, the
There's
drainage.
pictures going.
Is
It's-
Is it LF?
One time or is
I
there,
think so,
No.
once a year or whatever, but I know it was one time that he said it, to be looking forward, so. Is what Greg had told me.
I don't even, they don't have a professional services
They don't have
line.
one. There was never one put in there, yeah.
So we'll have to create a line also. And then, let me see here.
JR, do you want to change the agenda like for the sheriff's department and highway since they're here?
Yeah, we can do
You know,
that.
Get them out so they don't have to stay here all night.
Yep, we can do that. Make sure I didn't mess this up. So that's good. Good idea.
Unless y'all want to stay, it don't matter to me.
Stay a little longer.
Unless everybody wants.
Sure, we're so riveting. that they probably say.
Look, you pay for the whole seat, but you only need the edge around here.
Trying something new.
So it's showing, right now it's showing the transfer station cash balance is $45,771.18. So,
Yeah, but how much is unappropriated to that?
I don't know.
That's what you mean.
Have we got figured out from the credit card payments and the cash payments, is that all straightened out?
Yes, the treasurer is reconciling the credit card payments with that bank account,
What you care about is what's-
getting that straightened out, and then he sends a quietus to my office and it goes in. So we've got that.
So they're 47,000.
So if they have 45,700,
Jennifer, what report online would he look at to see what the unappropriated balance of the fund is?
the only other thing you can see is the location.
Are you looking
budget,
at the, no, location budget's not gonna tell you what you need to know.
Yeah.
You need to go to the combined ledger.
Combined ledgers. By location.
Yes.
So then we need to look at the very last page, I'm guessing.
It should tell you there.
I can't see what it says. Unreceived revenue expended.
Unexpended shows,
So the appropriated is 90 and there's a 52,000 expenditure. That shows negative.
so it'd be upside down 20. Is that right? I'm looking at it weird,
When I
but
looked at the cash ledger earlier, there's more in there, and you've got to think we are putting deposits in every month. So when we're looking at this, I think they look good.
Okay. Because their unexpended, according to this, is like 38. So that would take roughly half of it, for sake of math, to pay it. But how much you think with what they bring in a month, they'll sustain?
It's
be okay?
looking good, yes. We started out with 3 months from 2025. And I'll be honest with you, through January and February, I was a little concerned. I thought they were going to have to raise their prices. But the numbers are coming in much better now that the weather's gotten prettier. So I'm not so certain they can't sustain this. I'm not so certain they can't do that with the 5% or 5-cent charge up there. So
Okay. So the ordinance would be 2026-66, and it would be an ordinance for an additional appropriation as well as a line creation for professional services in the total amount of $15,580 out of the transfer station funds. I'd entertain a motion to accept.
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Richie, second by Collins. All in favor of that?
It's out of the transfer.
It's
Yeah.
out of their fund. 7-0 on that.
there's not been a penny spent on the transfer station in 2026 from the general fund. Like I said, it's looking like it will be self-sustaining.
That's awesome.
That's good
So-
news.
They said they'd learned how to put more in the
They are.
compacting more in it because it was so much a container, not they didn't go off of weight. And they were able to put more in it somehow or another.
We should have, James sent me, I've been out of the office a few days, I went to see my daughter, but James did ask about the invoice, but our invoices from Ecotech are going down because of the compactors. And when we get the second compactor in, that will help even more. So I look for our disposal fees to continue to drop. So, I mean, like I said, I'm feeling very comfortable out there. I honestly think that project might have a 2-year payback.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Good. Very good. Which the Venture Trucking slated to pay for that other compactor tonight.
That's the
That's
installation only.
installation. for-
The installation part. Yeah.
James, I had you down as the motion. Was Collins a second?
Richie, then Collins, and
Yeah.
7-0.
Okay.
All right.
It's a resolution for veterans.
Oh, yeah. Jumping back to the Veterans Affairs, I now have Resolution 2026-10, transferring within major budget classifications, going $600 from office supplies to professional services to take care of their cleaning.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Miller, second by Cheatham. All in favor? 7-0.
John wanted to know.
Yeah, we'll do that next.
Which one?
I don't care. Throw me one. We'll jump around on the agenda a little bit to Resolution 2026-11, which is a resolution to transfer between major budget classifications for the Scott County Sheriff's Department. They're needing $5,000 from the 1170 fund, which is lit public safety, from training and investigation to overtime, and then an additional 14,000 from the Deputy Morgan's food match out of 1170 to overtime. So a total of 19,000, sorry, I can't do math. $19,000 into overtime from the various lines within their budget. Any questions or comments, or I'd entertain a motion to transfer their money. Motion by Lisenby, second by Collins. All in favor of that one? Transfer 7-0. You have anything else?
Yes, on that.
You gotta go up there. They won't hear you. I'm sorry.
I don't know what else we have.
I don't know if they over here.
Don't come at you, we'll need the mic.
What'd you say? It is dated the 21st of December to the 3rd of January.
What
There
is-
are,
What is?
our first pay of the year.
Okay.
On 1/9, it was the 21st of December, which includes Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and New Year's Eve. So the first pay that we had $20,000 worth of overtime because you have to pay people to work. And you know as well as I do, an officer works 12 hours, gets the 12 hours, so that one is always very, very big.
Right.
With the majority of the time still being in 2025, is there any way that we can work on something to make it not that hard? Because like I said, 3 holidays are for 2025, but they're coming out of 26. And that put a hurting on our overtime.
Yeah, we ran into that at my place at work.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
of the way
is there a way we can try,
Holidays fell.
yeah, prorate that or something?
I mean-
Because that was a big hit.
I don't know if we can now.
Was it in
Because it was.
You can't now.
You can't change 25.
Well, there's maybe 26 going on because that's,
Might be able to look at that in budget time.
Yeah.
see what we can do.
Just look at that whenever it comes to budget time, see how they fall.
Yeah,
If
'cause
we-
that makes
I
it
would think
really
when you
rough.
request your budget, you need to factor that, where the payroll's hitting and ask for it too.
Yeah, because the holidays are really hard.
Yeah.
On everybody over there, because they have to work.
So
So,
I would say that, look at it and see if you think you're gonna need additional appropriations, because right now we're just moving it through the line, but
Right.
yeah, right
That way
now
we
we're just
know
trying to move other areas. and not
plenty in
have to ask.
advance, yeah. I think if we know plenty in
And I
advance.
guess we could
budget
check
it.
this year, maybe it falls to the good to where you get paid in 26 to clear you out. I don't know. I'll have to look at the pay.
Well, the first one will be on January the 8th again, and it's the December the 20th through January the 2nd.
So it's
So
gonna have
kind
2
of
years.
it's
for
the
kind of
same
the same
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's definitely something we need to look at budget time, maybe for holidays or something, or put end of year in it.
Yeah, because it gets a little difficult.
Yeah. No, we can do that.
Oh, that's all I got.
All righty.
Thank you.
Kevin, you're up with Cume Bridge for the highway.
What's that?
Yeah, we jumped around a little bit, thinking we were gonna get you out of here. No problem. Kevin, I think you hit on this one time before, didn't you?
Yeah,
We talked
we made a
about it.
transfer
Yeah.
last month out of maintenance line into the bridge inspection line, and we're just gonna ask for additional appropriation to refill that line, maintenance line back up to what it is.
So it's on ordinance 2026-67, and it is an additional appropriation out of the Cume Bridge fund back into the Cume Bridge Highway Fund line for $75,000, which we talked about prior to. Entertain a motion or any questions. Motion by Lisenby, second by Richie. All in favor of that one? 7-0.
What was the total on that?
75.
Just a quick kind of heads up for probably next month. We probably have around, I'm gonna estimate around $100,000 in damage from the 5-6 inch rain that we had. Maybe more than that. I'm still getting numbers together. So it's something, luckily it's just kind of early in the year. We can always do some transfers and still cover that, I think. I don't think we'll have to take any additional.
I didn't hear what the damage on what.
Sorry, damage is from the rain that we had a few weeks ago, the 6 or 7 inches, whatever it was. We're looking at probably around 100,000. I'm still waiting on getting numbers in. We actually just kind of discovered one on Leota Road that's around an 8-foot pipe. We're looking to do a slip lining on it. So my numbers might be off. I may be back telling you something different. I haven't seen the numbers come together with that yet, but I'm just kind of estimating from in the past what I think the numbers might be. But we were lucky enough to have a little bit of pipe stockpile from previous years to replace some of them, but I would say it's probably at least going to be another 100 to get everything back. So we'll see how it all comes out, and I may have to come back with some transfers on that. But that's
Hey,
it.
make sure to tell your guys thanks for all their work. I know they were out a bunch of late hours and some of that. So we
Yeah,
appreciate
I
it.
will. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
The next up is the TIF funds. They're requesting $1,200 to be funded out of the TIF account for the utilities or the electric for the EV chargers that are installed. I think they're all in the square, aren't they?
The one's back here in the parking lot.
One's back here and the other ones are on the square. But they had those installed a couple of years ago, I think. Last year it was up and running.
Over here, we got the one running in front of We're looking at a place that is like an old theater
Okay.
out there.
Do we know if they're making any money?
I have no idea.
That's what I was going to say.
Do people use them or?
I've seen people use this
Not
one.
often, though.
Well, I've seen them use the one over there. There was one plugging in the other day. What I've checked so far with our receipts, and we're a little over $100 to the good.
For a year and a half?
No, just from what time it's come in.
Well, I know that sounds funny, but I've watched it for 6 months.
Really?
But I'm curious if it's breaking even.
I'll be honest, I'm dumb to how this, you plug your car in and swipe your credit card or something, pick how much time you want.
That's the way it looks over there. I've never used one, but yeah, you
these are
scan it.
slow chargers.
Uh,
Those aren't the fast chargers.
there's a fast and a
Big
slow.
difference, yeah, big difference. You'll be there for several hours in these. That's the reason I asked the question.
We're trying to get people to stay here, you know?
Well, I agree with you, but I like how they're making money.
Right. No,
Well,
I-
the redevelopment started talking about that, why we were wondering where to put them at to where they would be most successful. And we came up with this one over here, and then we tried to put one on the square is what we tried to do. And I think they've still got one in storage that they've never used, if I remember right, John. Didn't they get 3?
So who
We
gets
don't know
the
if they're making
bill?
money or
The
not.
bill for the electric just comes to you?
Yes, it comes.
Okay.
Well, I'm only asking, we're asking for
And we weren't
$1,200.
necessarily looking to make money off of it. We were just creating a service is what we're doing. If we
Yeah.
can
We
break
don't
even,
care if we don't
we're
make money on
tickled to death.
this. You're okay if we don't make money.
We're tickled to death if we break even.
So
Are we
it's
breaking even?
If
Holy
1,200,
ground, we're, like I said, about $100 to the good, a little over
$100 to go. Okay, that's good. I'm good with that. I just wanted to know.
$100 a month roughly is what it costs in electric, and we're 100 to the good, she said.
I'm good with that. Thank you.
All right.
I mean, just the electric costs are $100.
Yeah, I don't know. The next part up is they're also requesting for community outreach, the amount of $40,000. Well, the total amount requested is $41,200 out of the TIF district. And the community outreach is usually used for,
What says they haven't pulled it in?
This-
Scott District 1 schools. What's the $100,000 invoice for?
It's for the Scott School District 1. It was the ball fields.
The ball fields they did there.
So there's 60,000 left from last year's budget that
There's
reverted back.
60,000 currently in there.
Oh,
Just curious. I'm not arguing on this one at all. This is our attorney can answer this for me. My question is, should this even be coming for us? Shouldn't do development be able to take care of all this on their
I
own
think they still have to have a appropriation
appropriations.
from us?
process.
I don't know. I'd have to look at their creating ordinance. I don't know enough about your TIF district.
Okay, and I only ask because I've been on that board one time. We
Yeah.
never had to come up here and ask for money.
Usually TIF districts are run by the executive, but I would have to see the creation ordinance and the statute with it because I'm not really familiar with TIF
Okay.
districts. But I'm happy to look at it. if you-
I'm good for helping. I just, yes,
Yeah,
would you please look at that? Because
Yeah.
I question whether we should even be voting on
Yeah. I mean, is it a county TIF? I would assume it's a county TIF district,
it.
right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jennifer, could you find the creation of that TIF
I'll try
district
to.
for me? Yeah. Thank you.
So I would entertain a motion for 41,200 to them in their budget, 40 for community outreach, 1,200 for utilities. Collins with a motion, second by Lisenby. All in favor of that? 7 votes. Next one up is ordinance 2026-69, and it is for the drainage board requesting $1,085 into professional services. Says we're holding an invoice for $1,585 and have insufficient funds to pay it. What's that invoice for?
I'm not certain that I've seen that one.
Oh.
Is that for
Will
their
you read
attorney?
that one, Caroline? The professional services on the.
They should have a,
I'll say, I think Mandy might have asked, but I'm not certain what it's for.
gotcha. Let's see what,
Just table it for a minute, JR. Let me see if I can get a hold of somebody.
Stacy should know, but I didn't get anything from her. So I don't know if Mandy found out that the line was short. I'm not certain.
Because Drainage Board has 500 in professional services right now.
She noticed that.
They haven't used any of the vast majority.
That's budgeted.
He was asking about attorney. They still have 257.50 in that. Drainage Board. There ain't much money in there for $1,500.
They don't have much in their budget.
They don't have much in there.
Jennifer, do you know what the unappropriated balance of that fund is?
It's the general fund is what it's based
Oh, is
on.
that in the general?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I have a really tiny budget.
That's not much.
I think. Call, make a motion to table.
You want me to table it, John?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I second that.
Well,
Try to get John Abbott, see if he knows.
a motion by Collins to table, second by Miller. All in favor of tabling? 7-0. Next one up should be the Board of Commissioners request additional funding for professional services in the amount of $30,000. That's another one that says holding an invoice waiting to pay.
We're holding invoices for TM Wells right now that can't be paid. It's right at 15,000, I believe.
What is TM Wells?
That's our valuation services.
Checks all our property, doesn't
He's supposed to be giving us rough numbers on what we have. We haven't gotten very good at that one yet.
he? But haven't they done it for years?
Yes, for years.
But that a change in the family,
The parents passed away.
so the son's got it now?
Yeah.
Was it-
He turned in invoices from 21 through 24, I guess, during COVID. It should have been a total of 37,333.46. He's discounted 18,666.72, which leaves a total of 18,664. Like I said, these are from 21 through 24. 2025, we owe 4,666.66 cents. Is the invoices he's turned in to us.
You said he's not doing his job or not doing
I
it well, or-
don't feel like we're gonna get another ding on state board of accounts because our numbers still are not good. So, and he was in a building, we had him go talk to him. He assured him that those numbers would be completed by a certain date, and then they did not come through.
Yeah. Man, that's a long time to hold a bill.
Yeah, that's the next question. Why did he wait this long to ask? You don't know?
I have no idea.
Until now, for
It's 3 years
2021.
It's a long time.
Yeah, 21 through 20, yeah.
Oh, 21.
2021. I mean, that's,
My legal brain's going,
yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow.
I mean, without seeing the agreement we have.
What is
I don't
this
know if we
for?
have a,
He,
Valuation, he's the one that goes around and tells what our buildings are worth, our vehicles, all of our
brain, could I just hold my-
assets, what they're worth.
all right.
No, because we wouldn't have appropriated.
Yeah.
We have a contract with them, Jennifer?
No, not that I have seen.
I do
I'll
know
go
he's
back
been
and
doing it
look.
for years.
His parents
We
was.
apparently been
Well,
not
and
billing
he
it
did,
for
he did it
years.
too in the past.
He was with them,
Several
and
years
apparently
ago.
they died during COVID of COVID, and then he's taken it himself.
What's legal brain saying?
My legal brain saying I want to see a contract. I don't know if 5 years is reasonable to then hit with a fee, but I don't know if we have a written contract. I don't know. I mean, without looking at the case law and reasonableness on an invoice and not having a contract.
I mean, if he's waited 5 years to be paid, tabling it ain't gonna hurt another month, I guess.
I agree.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Cheatham to
Let me
table
add
it.
to
Now, I will
Second
say,
by
on the,
McCoskey.
if you want to do that, the only thing is that 30,000 is for extra things that come through, like your Baker Tilly charges and things like that. We're down to like 1,500 in our Board of Commissioners professional services.
Did you already pay this gentleman?
No, this guy has not been paid.
So is this for
So the
that?
30,000, is that to pay
It's not
him
for
or
that
is?
bill.
No, it's to replenish the Board of Commissioners professional services. We just know we're at 1,500. This is an invoice that's sitting here waiting to be paid, but we have others that come through constantly for professional
How much
services.
is needed for the,
I mean,
I can't hear you.
how much is needed for the other invoices?
Well, I don't have anything setting there yet. We were just trying to put a buffer back in there because that was cut quite a bit. I mean, that's the one we spent over 100,000 in, 130,000 last year just in legal
What was
fees.
the name of the company?
So
That was doing- What was the name of that gentleman's company? If we're gonna look
TM
for
Wells Valuation Services.
TM Wells. Could you look and see if there's a contract?
I will, yes.
That would have been with the commissioners.
One-
right?
Yes.
2025, the budget request that was budgeted for professional services was $40,000, which is the exact same amount that was budgeted for 26.
She says 167 was budgeted in 2025.
I didn't say it's budget. I said we spent over,
Oh, this says $167,000 budgeted in 2025, 40,000 budgeted in 26.
That's what we spent.
So I'm just looking at the request.
Wasn't our,
Do we do additional appropriations for that or something?
we did a ton of them last year.
So
yes.
that's where it wasn't budgeted, 167 was
So-
appropriated.
wasn't the Baker
So
Tilly,
127 extra was appropriated.
wasn't the Baker Tilly fees that we incur come out of our budget for professional
To
services?
have.
Because it's 15,000, but you just said that's what you pay this.
We have a lot of Baker Tilly fees that come through here. And there's other, I cannot think off the top of my head what the others are that come through professional services. I can get you a list. If you pull up a combination ledger, you'll be able to see.
You're gonna have to tell me again. I'll try.
Ledgers.
By location,
Yes. It'll be out of the general fund.
county general, we're there. We need all this moved over. This moved over.
And then I think 68 is commissioners.
There's the professional services, so. Yeah, like the 2026 budget services, I would think that would come out of our,
We've already used yours up.
the 15,000 in council. And do we know that, like, I know a lot of people in the county use Baker Tilly, the redevelopment in a couple different areas.
The
Do they all just
redevelopment
run
goes
through?
back to, we try to get that back in that 4,500 fund.
Yeah. What's the employer, the 457, the 401, what do we pay for that?
Okay, that would probably, is it, is it,
Admin Partners LLC?
yeah, that's for the people who administrate it. It's probably what, 1,500, something like that. It's,
J
Should
and
be
T
two.
printing for trash labels, $650. Shouldn't that have come out of the,
that should have been done last year. Are you in 26?
yeah, March 6th of 2026?
I have no idea why that's there. Unless, because we did do another printing and she can be slow with bills. I don't know if the bill came in late. I can look
Yeah.
at that one and see.
And then it says sheriff 2026 budget 13126 or through
I
that.
think we had some legal fees come through on maybe the questions on the matrix.
Vector security. That's,
Oh, that's some of our doors. I believe Andrew does some of that.
well,
But
why
it goes
does that
back-
come out of professional services though? Wouldn't it come out of like Andrew's budget for security? or
Not on the
something?
buildings, I don't believe, because it is the commissioner's buildings.
more Baker Tilly. I guess we just need to separate Baker Tilly out, see what all we're paying them and what for.
You're gonna flip out when you do.
Maybe we need to do something
You
different.
think you're paying them $5.60 an hour to come down here?
I think I need to raise my rates.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Then the Wagner.
Not do that.
You made a lot more than Zach did last year, though.
I know.
That Wagner, Irwin, Shealy's the HR people, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
They do a good job, actually.
that's kind of where we're at on it. Looks like 40,000 was the appropriation, expenditures 38,538. Unexpended is 1,461.37. That's through May the 8th. So you'll have June, July, 7 months of time.
Is there a motion to
So-
table on the floor now?
Was there was a motion and a second to table it. Do we want to continue with that, or you guys want to rescind the motion to table and do something with the 30,000 request?
We were tabling the invoice that she had.
Yeah, I thought that's what this was, but then she
Well, we're
said,
tabling the invoice that she has for that guy, and that's what the motion was made for, I think. So we
Yeah.
need to continue to vote on that. And then we need to figure out what we're gonna do about the 30,000 for this.
well, I think they were one and the same. This was presented as that guy's invoice, but
His
in
invoices
reality,
are waiting.
there's no money in the professional services for anything. So
Right.
I think, yes, I agree. We could table his invoices. We'll talk about them in June. So a motion and a second on that. All in favor of tabling his invoices is 7-0. Now, if you want to take up ordinance 2026-70 for $30,000 to be put into professional services from the general fund for invoices as needed or would come along, I guess.
I'll make that motion.
I second.
A motion by Collins, a second by Miller. All in favor of that? All right.
Who made the motion to table that?
Cheatham initially for the invoices.
And who
And
was the
then it
second?
was second by McCoskey.
McCoskey, okay.
And that one was a 7-0. And then the motion for the 30,000 into professional was Collins, second by Miller.
Got that one. It's 7-0. Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Yep.
Maybe see if he's got a contract and see if
Yeah.
invoices.
All right. Next one up is the ordinance 2026-71. It is out of the EMS auction proceeds requesting $7,453. Did it say what for?
Just said appropriation for line item creation in the EMS fund. Didn't you do it here?
Something for equipment is what he's asking. I don't really remember if he talked about it or not. Does anyone else remember if Nick talked about equipment on his? I don't recall. But he's requesting $7,453 into his, or create an equipment line in the auction proceeds and move to that. So questions or comments, or if you so inclined to make a motion.
I'll make the motion.
I second.
Elizabeth made a motion to accept in full. Miller with the second. Any other questions or comments, or all in favor of that? Signal with aye. 7-0. Like we talked about earlier, 2026-72 is the venture trucking. The commissioners have asked for the amount of $7,900 to be moved to the transfer station compactor installation, or actually just paying for the compactor installation out of the venture trucking. So need a line creation for equipment and requesting the additional appropriation out of that fund.
And I will be for that. You can make the motion. It's just sitting out there, and I think we need to get that thing moving. So
Yeah, that's
unless somebody has something else, a disagreement, I think we need to get it moving.
The motion by Lisenby, second by Miller. Any other questions or comments? All in favor of paying that compactor installation? 1, 2, 3. It's out of the venture trucking fund where they park the rental proceeds for them. 7-0 on it, Jennifer.
I got news on drainage board too.
Yeah, what?
I got news on the drainage board.
Okay, yep, let's hear it.
Lady thinks it was to pay for professional engineering services, and they had a shortfall in their budget. But without seeing invoices and seeing names and everything else, she doesn't know for sure, but that's what she's assuming.
Do we have her send it back down? The table.
Yeah, we can.
You want to send 69 back down the table?
So while we're waiting on that, I'll do ordinance 2026-73. It is a request for a line creation and additional appropriation for recovery court IT equipment. Where's this fund coming from?
That's a grant.
So it's out of the grant money for it? Okay. That's what I thought. I just wanted to confirm, but it would be creating an equipment line within that 8112 fund, which is the grant for recovery court, moving it to the IT equipment for recovery court. Entertain a motion or questions. Motion by Lisenby, second by Richie. All in favor of that? 7-0 on that, Jennifer. The tabled ordinance 2026-69, back on it. The drainage board believes the $1,085 is for professional services for, what do you say, engineering services, probably a large drainage ditch, I would imagine, what you would need engineered work for, but requesting that out of the general fund. Any questions or comments? You wish to act on it or leave it tabled? Collins made a motion to accept the $1,085 to them, second by McCoskey. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Next up, ordinance 2026-74. Actually, we can table this one because I talked to Greg Prince, the president of the commissioners, and he is working with the state fire marshal, which is his name, Mike Dickerson. Thank you. About some changes or modifications to this. There's two ways to go. One, I think it's after hours is like $60,000, and another one, the next one is $46,000 and some change. And he's asked that we would just table this for now until he can get some answers back on what needs to be done for sure and how soon we need to do it. So, as it was introduced, I would need a motion to table.
I'll make a motion to table.
Motion by Miller to table it, second by Cheatham. All in favor of the tabling? 7-0.
Are you strumming your fingers again?
John, do you want to add Tanya from Soil and Water?
Yeah, I want to make sure her pay gets taken care of like everybody else's.
So a motion to amend the agenda to add Soil and Water to talk about the pay of the one employee they have.
Tom Williams, is that right?
Yes. So motion by Collins and second by Miller. All in favor of amending this to talk about it? 7-0 on the amendment. With her on, I think, Jennifer, she got overlooked whenever we did the 3% pay rate.
It wasn't overlooked. It was advertised, and I think that there was a decision made because
I
there
asked
was
it to be tabled because I had to talk to one of the supervisors, and she was not, her increase was not paid. So,
there wasn't a bonus given to her.
no, there was a bonus given the year before,
Okay.
but this was to get her pay up to like everybody else.
Which we have some other things we need to do on the salary ordinance still,
Mhm.
I think.
We got
So,
those tonight.
I don't know, would hers be able to be added on there? Or again with another advertisement, which would be.
Because I think we did that in, was it March? I think we did that in
Right.
March. So it's too far out. Since we didn't address it at the April meeting, we'll have to re-advertise it to do it.
So do you guys want to address the salary ordinance we have, or do we want to just fix this and have one final amendment to it for the year?
No, I'm sorry. So you're saying amend it, do it all tonight?
No, we can't. She said she'd have to advertise it, so we can either do what we have and do another amendment to the salary ordinance, or
I personally rather get the other one over with.
the
Vote
one.
on it tonight, yeah.
On the
Okay.
matrix, we're holding that one right now because we've got people, we can't do our SRO calculation until this one's taken care of for the year.
Okay. All right. So we'll advertise and get Tanya taken care of in June. Sound fair? Or best we can do, I guess. What else do you have, Jennifer? Just the salary ordinance
The salary ordinance and the
minute?
minutes in the matrix.
You want to send the salary ordinance in the matrix? Yeah. Did anybody get a chance to see these? I think it's where we added onto the matrix from year 21 through 30 to increase at the same
We talked about
rate.
that last meeting.
Yeah, which we talked
Well,
about
they were
last time.
they were emailed to you last Wednesday night too.
Did Sheriff have one?
You said they were emailed?
Mhm.
Did you see
Gary,
the
did you
Sheriff?
get to see that?
It's the same one Kenley had to send me, but the same, yes, I did.
Good with it? It's what you were wanting.
Yeah. I need the attorney to do the math on it though.
No, you don't want me to do that. That'll be all
Not
messed up.
today.
Nobody wants that.
No, nobody wants that for sure.
No,
We call the law school math when you have to take accounting for idiots because we're not math people. But you won't have anybody go over 30 years, right? I mean, not very often.
so the,
A few crazy people like this.
I said 30 years is enough.
Yeah. Broken
Yeah.
It's
down.
time to move on.
Yeah.
were all of these things on here before, or is this changes? Like the road deputies and jail deputies are paid as years of service with Scott County Sheriff's Office. Date of service is calculated on January 1st for the years of service they will reach during that pay year. Example, and here's employee starts July 1st of 24 or 26, I guess. Pay schedule for the 26 year would be at their first year base rate. If you're hired in 2020, you would be paid at a 5-year rate. So it goes on what you would obtain that year. Merit deputy pay based on hire date. If hired July 4th of 24, then January 1st of 25, the deputy would still be at the base rate due to 1 year service not being completed. On January 1st, 26, you would be paid at the 2nd year rate. So you would go the following. Do we need to change that language to be current year?
That's the way we've had it. Do you want to change it?
What do you guys think? And do we need to update it for the current year that we're putting this into?
So in that way, just leave it.
We'd have to re-advertise it.
I'm looking at the matrix that we-
Yeah, probably would, yeah.
It appears like we'd have to re-advertise if we
At
change it.
65%.
If you
No,
change
there's
it.
a bunch of stuff.
The chief deputy and jail commander are at 65% of the sheriff's pay. Where did that one come from? Because I don't think that's what was on there
I
before.
believe
was
that's
on the
what
rate.
we had from the agreement, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was on the
This,
agreement.
there should have
Okay.
been nothing changed, period, except the.
Yeah, they were all
Example. Merit
Well, it
deputy.
should be
Well, I think
changed.
there was, I
Three
think there was the original matrix when we came in like in
Yeah.
23.
It looks like,
Was it
other
that the
than
chief,
this is one
the
long.
2 chiefs were at 60% and then during the
It
agreement
looks,
it went
yeah,
to
it looks different
65?
because see how this is indented?
I thought that, but I'm not
Instead
certain.
of being all one, that's why it's just different to us. No, it is, it's a,
Jerry, it is the same. It
It's
just
a-
looks different on here because the way it's been before was it was like had an indentation. She pulled up an old one. It's the same wording. It's just looks
I thought it should be everything.
different for some reason.
she's got it all to the left, and the one that we had was indented,
I
where it
guess
talks
that's why
about the
it
example.
Looks off.
So it looks a little bit different to us, but it's the same. I went through word for word the same.
So on this salary ordinance, we're just taking the deputy pay off of it and following the matrix addition, because it was on here before, but I think it was like stepped forward. Does that make sense, Jennifer?
Not really.
Because they're all blank on here
Except for part-time.
except for part-time.
Because the matrix is what you follow.
We discussed what you said, the way it was gonna work was the same extension, 30 years, based on the same scale.
The same step up,
Same,
yeah.
you know.
And you looked at this to make sure everything was,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. And this is the way you think it's gonna work, okay, and you're good with it, okay.
So are we good this way, or does it need to be?
I think because this is part of the salary ordinance, it's fine, it says matrix salary ordinance, so, I mean, would I prefer it say in the salary ordinance, refer to matrix attachment? Sure, but I think that she's titled it as salary ordinance 2026-02. Right? Is it 02C or whatever, the matrix? I think it's just an attachment, it's a second salary ordinance, I think it's fine. Yeah, I'm good with it.
Does anybody want to look this over?
Yeah, let me see.
Because I didn't look or missed the email or something, so
I think the matrix is
we need to
fine.
take a minute and review it. Yeah, I think it's,
The matrix is fine. I don't know what's changed in the salary ordinance. So I can't tell you. I have so many copies of the salary ordinance. What's changed and what's
That's
not. I don't know. I think keeps it straight.
carried away.
The numbers. I think it says here, here's the questions you had in February. You help me.
That one is in there now. That was all, we took it all out, that one fixes it.
So this is still initial.
That's all in there. Because it wasn't here.
This is 2025.
Yeah. Now it's all in there for her. I think it's there.
Well, and I talked to the state board of accounts about that, and unless they are actually doing that work, they can't get the stipend for it.
For that.
And here's her request from January, and we put it on March. Clerk side ordinance for next council, we need to add the part-time staff to perpetuation fund for 3 hours, which I think is
Is
fine.
that the current salary?
This one,
Yeah.
this is the one I had for tonight. That she
Okay.
emailed. I just don't, my computer won't print on legal, so
Because here's what
I have to do it on.
I see is it after you go down here,
Okay.
it's right here, clerk's office perpetuation fund, all of those.
Well, she asked for $1,505.40. Add the part-time
Yeah.
staff
They're all,
for 3 hours of perpetuation pay.
they're all
So they're gonna get paid. What she's saying is,
up to that, I guess.
yeah, but I guess she's saying 3 hours a week that they're gonna work on the perpetuation fund.
Yeah, I think that's what they were originally saying.
Greg, how many do you have right now that's deputy wise over 20 years?
That's
He's paying 3 people, that's a jail and roadside.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
It's Ricky Barry,
Yeah.
Ricky Barry
And
and
what's
Chris
your
Judd
hours?
and
Bill,
Bill Kennedy.
Bill, Emily.
Amount that it is.
Hey, one other question came up while you're here, with Phil, Emily. I guess I don't want to speak out of turn, but I think he's maxed out on PTO time.
Yeah.
Is he allowed to?
Not the way it's
Cash
written
that
right
in.
now. What?
We got, we're bringing that to the next commissioner meeting on how to fix that. So,
What's the thought on fixing it, letting them cash some at a rate or something? Or?
what to do is do the same way they created an ordinance for EMS, because they had the same issue back, I guess, last year. So we're just gonna use the same ordinance, we're just gonna change the name, to be able to talk about it all the time,
Yeah,
Because it's got all kinds of ifs, ands, or buts in it, you know what I'm saying?
Don't they always?
You want to take a break?
Yeah.
Just go.
All right.
But that would be, once we get that to them, then obviously, you have.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to see somebody have to work and not earn any money.
That's the key to it, though. We had mandatory, they were mandatory work.
Not that he,
You call them into work, then you say.
Yeah.
"Well, I'm not gonna pay you."
well, I kind of misspoke, because we're paying them for the hours worked, but they're not accruing vacation time equal to what everybody else is probably more of a correct way to say it. But that is a huge benefit, is they accrue their time off. And
This one went up. I'm looking at, this is, so if you look, this is 2026. This is what we're looking at, goes forward. This one actually went down. So this is over, if you look, this is 2026.
then so we got salary ordinance, the 2026-03.
Was that one
Version.
passed, Jennifer?
Is it-
Because the one
I
tonight
think
is
it was.
2026-04.
I think 3 was.
Okay, well,
So 3 is showing the soil and water office administrator for 26 should be at 1988 an hour for 1,820 hours, totaling 36,179. In this version you gave us tonight leaves it at 1930 for 1,820 hours. So that would be actually a
reduction.
reduction in her pay.
That's where you want to.
I'll have to look.
Well, that's, I don't, I mean, I am that much. I don't have time, but I like to see what's changed, so that.
It was printed in there. It was raised in that one, but it didn't pass that night.
Okay,
So the one that was signed,
So she's still at 1930 an hour right now.
yes.
until you average, we're gonna
And then
advertise
We'll
it
have to
again.
The
re-advertise
desire is
and
to go to
advertise, because there's no,
So
Correct.
what's the difference? 103,976.
I think the only change would be the sheriff's office.
Is the matrix the only change?
I believe so. I
Okay.
don't know, would Stacy's look different? Stacy's we took out, okay.
Michelle was asking about the clerk one, but the perpetuation's all in there. I don't know
Well,
what else
this
she would
one's
want.
different.
Which one is that?
Well, I can't. Don't make me mad. Captain.
That's why I get so confused whenever we have so many.
226, I know, 78. Okay, it's
modifications.
there. It's there. It's just on a different page. 35, 70,
On the 04.
70.
While we're doing this, does everybody have a chance to review minutes or want to accept them as written? So
Move, we accept them as written.
Collins made a motion to accept the minutes.
Okay, and
as
you've got
written.
2 months because you tabled the ones last month.
Yeah. I remember looking over those. Are you good with both months worth?
I move
I
we
second.
pass
Collins' motion is for both months, seconded by Miller for both months. All in favor of that? 7-0.
Who was the second on that?
John Miller.
No, okay.
John, do you and John want to look this over? I think as it stands, the only changes that we will need will be the soil and water.
Yeah, it looks like this, I mean, it looks like we're just redoing the matrix.
I think it just goes to from 1930 to 1988. Same hour, same number of hours, but it changes her end. Is that, Collins, is that back, or somebody, is that backdating to January 1? Because that's what
Needs
we,
to be, yeah.
that's what we did to everybody else, right?
Yes.
Okay, so hers would go to 1988, backdating the difference to January 1 of 26.
And this includes everybody's 3%. It's the same as the last one she proposed. I don't know what the last one was passed. I don't have the last one was passed. She said 3 was not passed because 3 was tabled.
Yeah.
But 3 and 4 are the same. I would expect the same. Okay.
The only difference is we.
The only difference is you took the deputies off and you added the matrix, so that's it.
Should be good.
Is that a motion?
I'm letting Elizabeth, he's reviewing it right now. Good. If everybody's good with that salary ordinance and the pay matrix to be included, I would entertain a
I'll
motion to
make that
accept.
motion.
Motion by Miller, second by Lisenby. All in favor of that?
And that will need to be
6-0.
signed.
6-0?
Yeah.
Who's opposed?
Justin went to the restroom.
You gotta sign it. That's that back.
Why didn't you just throw it down there and sign it?
We're going that way, we just kept
I'm not
going.
doing anything with it. Pass.
She yelled at us, didn't she?
Current.
She yelled at us. I felt bad about that.
I could yell that.
Yeah, I get that all day long.
I did not yell at you. I looked at you and said, did you just yell? No, I yelled at you. Like, oh, yeah.
Jennifer, you got anything else?
No,
Oh, yeah.
Anybody have anything else? Is that all we got for tonight?
I want to bring up my board appointments.
Okay. Go ahead. It's,
John White wanted to know if he could be put on the redevelopment board.
all right. I guess after we've talked about it, where did we leave that? We reviewed minutes were kind of wrong. We changed those or something. Is that right?
Yeah, you need to amend those minutes.
Amend them from January. Is that it? I don't remember. It's either the January or February meeting.
I watched them and it was more piecemeal.
Last year.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that's the one we need to talk about. So if we want, what do you guys want to do? You want to put that one to a vote, end it? The
I'm ready to
options
vote.
are Johnny White going back to redevelopment board, or me staying on redevelop, or me taking redevelopment board. So somebody
I
take it on.
I think we'll vote on it anyway, just because simply, I've had calls from Austin, they don't want to put John on, they want John back on that board. Probably because he's from Austin, probably because he's helped Austin. But because they've asked me, I would like to bring it to vote, one way or the other.
Okay. Anybody else got anything, or just, so do you want to,
I think he's done a lot of good on the board. He's brought up different situations that maybe some of us didn't think about.
I misunderstood, you for putting John back on the board, or if that's a motion, I'll second.
so the reason that I initially took the board was all along, I've been told that area planning commission and redevelopment kind of go hand in hand. And so I took the area planning commission that he held whenever he was a councilman. And then I was gonna take that redevelopment so I could continue the path of council being on both boards and handling both things.
I
So
need to sign twice.
I personally would like to stay on the redevelopment, so I would make a motion to keep myself on there because I'm on it, but
Well, if you guys want to do that, then I'll resign from redevelopment and let Johnny have my spot.
Well, I'm gonna keep my motion for the second,
Yeah,
I'll make it a
motion,
motion,
second.
put Johnny on the
Discussion.
board.
So-
all right.
I mean, it's there, and I'm just, I've been requested to put him, vote for him, and I'm gonna make that vote.
Well, you
All right.
made the
So
motion
making
and
a
Colin
motion-
a
seconded.
motion by
so
Elizabeth,
discussion-
A
discussion.
second by Collins. Any other discussion? All in favor of White on redevelopment, signal by 1, 2, 3. All in favor of not? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So then I would make a motion to put me on the redevelopment board.
If the other's over, I'll make the motion, leave you on the board.
So a second by Elizabeth. All in favor of that? 2, 3, 4. So 4, 3 on that. Put that one to bed.
Okay, on John White being on the board, we had, who was a yes?
Elizabeth, Miller, and Collins.
Okay. And then JR on the board, who's a yes?
Me, Richie,
Well, I got
McCoskey,
to- On the second.
Cheatham, and
Yeah.
Elizabeth.
Okay, so we got JR, Richie, McCoskey,
Yep,
and Lisenby.
Cheatham
Cheatham.
and Elizabeth. 5.
I vote for both of them.
And I will, like I said, I will resign from redevelopment and I request John White be put on it, back on redevelopment.
Were you good with that, John?
All right, everybody good with that? Or we need a vote on that?
I think
So-
so better.
I'll make a
If
motion.
you
put
want to
Johnny
resign and put him in the spot, you
Will you give a motion to accept his resignation?
A motion to accept Colin's resignation, seconded by Lisenby. All in favor of him resigning, signal your hand with aye. 7-0, was you in on that, Cheatham? 7-0 on that. And then putting a motion to put White on there made by Collins, second by Miller. All in favor of that one? 7. Anybody else have anything regarding that? Going once, going twice. I think Heather, you had something.
I received a email from the commissioner's attorney saying that they voted to recommend that you evaluate the per diem mileage and meal rates provided to county employees, elected officials for attending training. So I don't know what that rate is. I don't know if you guys want to create a subcommittee to discuss it and bring, what you want to do here, or you just want to put it on the agenda next month. If
Do
you
we
want to
know why
discuss
he
it
wants
now.
to do that?
Huh?
Does he know why, do we know why they want to do that?
No, it just says the commissioners voted. I didn't watch the meeting. I'm happy to go back and
I think-
watch the meeting for you guys, but he
They
just
said
talked,
I can look too. I'm curious.
I think
Yeah.
I remember
It's probably
hearing
low.
Greg say that it was low and comparative to like state rates and things like that. Do you have any idea what it is? I know it's on the spot.
Right now, it's 40 cents a mile for the travel. And the per diem total is $26 a day for meals if they're gone. And it's a certain amount each day. And I think it's $3. Hang on just a minute. It's $13 in the evening. Is it 5 in the morning and 8? Yeah. I think it's 5 for breakfast, 8 for lunch, and 13 in the evening, or 26 for the day. And it depends on what hours of the day you're going traveling.
So I don't think it's anything we can do tonight, is it?
No.
Yeah.
no, but we need to have it on our radar and know what the rates are.
Hey,
Makes sense to me.
You need to know what the rates currently are, and then we probably need to do some homework as to what, the state rates are, what other communities are paying. I can take care of some of those communities near us if you guys
Jennifer, you got minutes?
want to. It's up to you guys how you want to handle it. I'm just letting you know it needs to be
what's
discussed.
wrong? Not long.
We got the minutes.
Oh, here,
All
you
right,
missed
you going to Scott?
and you missed the salary.
All right, I'll meet you up there.
The second one.
Yeah,
Did I miss anything?
Or
Yeah.
you might should have said.
yeah, I can do that.
No, I'm
All
on.
right, love you, bye.
Hey.
Hey, so I gotta go. We got anything else, or I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. I take a kid onto the ER. Just got hurt in a ball game.
I move we adjourn.
Motion by Collins. We'll talk about per diem in June. Second by Miller. All in favor? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'll look at some also.
Well, my easiest one,
Yeah.
the Floyd County Auditor. She's in her. And she says, no, we do not do international appropriation for TIF districts. And I said, give me an IC code, woman.
Yeah.
Well, and this is one of those where, we appoint the board, and then for us to appoint somebody that's outside when somebody inside.
I saw where John.
I don't know. I told Johnny that.
Was it? Okay.
No,
John,
it's
how much
what
money
John
do you
was
want?
like.
He likes that.
How you want to do that, Jennifer? Because I know it's time to run this spot. Do it again.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense, but I mean, this one, they voted against me, I wanted to be on. the
John
board,
Collins.
Like, kiss my wife.
John.
Say good nothing, because I ain't-
Tell our auntie Heather says boobies will be fine.
John, I said,
I
no
got
offense,
something to
I
do
said,
with
but if I
the
wanted to be on the board, these guys voted against me, or
Oh.
somebody else, I'd be pissed.
You gotta sign this.
I know.
Actually, the auditor just emailed me and said, no, we're on.
I think we all signed the wrong spots.
I told you that in the parking lot that day.
Yeah,
That I
okay, Joe.
I think I'm probably gonna
Yeah,
lose.
I know, the council
Obviously,
members.
everybody supported.
I was wrong. No.
Oh, son was McCoskey's.
She was texting me about why.
Hey, already McCoskey. Sitting there, I saw you.
Yeah.